Welcome back, everyone, to the Insightful Podcast. We gain insight in order to move forward in life. Today, this is episode 22, and I'm joined by a very special guest, Johan. Johan, how are you doing today, bro?
Yo, what's up, man? Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it, and I'm doing pretty good, thank you. Hopefully, you're doing good yourself.
Good, good. All right, so this is actually kind of a part two because when this podcast used to be Three Beauties and a Mic, we had Johan on. So we're going to do a little catch up with him. It's going to be a good episode, and I hope you guys enjoy. So, Johan, my first question for you is since the last time we talked, you were kind of in like the looks maxing niche, right?
Yeah,
So, how has it changed since then, in your opinion?
you mean like the niche of like looks maxing?
Yeah, like, do you think it's grown? Do you think it's not as popular? Do you think it's like changed directions in a certain way? Like,
I mean, I think it's definitely lost its most of its popularity. It's still a trend, though. I realize like the trend is it's still going on. People are still doing it. It's like the longest trend I've seen so far. It's like been over a year almost of it being a trendy thing. So that's
hmm
interesting, but it's definitely declined and it's gotten a bad reputation for sure. And people just look like it's the same thing with like Sigma, the old Sigma
yeah,
trend. It's kind of like, oh, you the Sigma stuff still like that's kind of weird, and that's kind of the same thing with looks maxing is getting to that point where the trend is starting to die out more, and it's getting a bad reputation, a bad look, and that's kind of the direction it's going right now. I would say is it's going to continue existing for people that want to improve themselves in terms of looks, but it will never be the same that it was. You know what I mean?
for sure. Why do you think stuff like the looks maxing niche or the Sigma stuff, why do you think it like starts to die out? Do you think it's the people within the community allowing it to happen by maybe not posting the right type of content, or what do you think?
I think we'll just get bored. People's like the people are just bored. Honestly, like all the time, people's span of attention is like fucking 6 seconds or whatever, like a goldfish. So it's
Yeah,
simply that they have a lot of fun with looks maxing for a little bit. They do the mewing stuff, and now it's
yeah,
like, why are you doing that? And like, what's wrong with you? Like that's super cringy. Not that's like
yes.
how it is now. So it's simply just like people get bored, people get used to it, and yeah, people just move on. Move on new things.
Yes, for sure. And do you think like, because in your opinion, looks maxing does work and it's been proven to work. Like if you put in these certain practices on a daily basis, you can make your looks look better.
Exactly.
So do you think these people that maybe followed the trend while it was happening and didn't like apply the things that maybe were taught can never reap the benefits because they move on to the next thing so quick?
I mean, yeah, for some people, for sure. I mean, most people maybe not, but some people can definitely like achieve a high level because of their genetics. Because it does play a role, of course, in attractiveness. So if you have the right genetics for a certain level of attractiveness, you can get to that point with enough attention on the flaws you have. But everybody can improve somewhat, and no matter how attractive you are. So yeah, I mean, people definitely look at it weird, but I don't really see it as a trend anymore. I just see it as a lifestyle. I kind of changed my outlook on what it is. Looks maxing, really. I just changed
hmm
completely because before it was just like a trend, like, oh, I'm doing the mewing stuff, it's over for you, whatever. But now it's like I've kind of it's a lifestyle now. I mean, I've changed my life because of looks maxing. It sounds really cringe, but it's just how it is. It's just like small details. But like looks maxing in general isn't really like it's like just self improvement really. It's just basic self care, like taking a shower, doing your skincare. Like I'm growing my hair out since the last time we had the podcast. Like my hair has grown a significant amount, so just trying things out. Becoming healthier. Simple as that. And that's what people realize about looks maxing. It's basic self care. It's just basic like care of yourself. And most people can get some things fixed in their face. It may not be drastic, but it can just make you happier in your innerly. You can be happier, like inner peace, whatever you want to say. Like you can be happy like that. Um, but it's not easy for sure for some people. Some people have to do more effort than others, and that's the reality of looks maxing.
Yeah, exactly. I guess it's just like looks maxing is just like another name for self improvement, like people
Yeah,
look at it as something separate from it or something weird, but it is just like you're saying, basic self improvement. So I kind of don't understand why people give it such like a bad reputation. I guess it's maybe because like the videos and stuff. Like I don't know. What do you
Yeah,
think it is?
it's definitely because of the videos and how cringy they are. They just cringe at it, and they're like, "Why are you doing this?" Like, it's kind of like a Gen Z trend, right? Or like a Gen A at this point as well, you could say. And I mean, people just look. It's just a trend that was funny at the time, but then now it's boring. It's like a song, you know, like a song trends for a little bit of time, and after a while, people are like, "Bro, that song, I don't like it anymore. Why did I even listen to that song in the first place? Like, it's not even that good. It's just like it's
Exactly.
in the moment, like the rush of dopamine. People are engaging with the song, and that's why the reputation of that certain thing increases, and it becomes more popular and more funny. And once people start to realize that this is not that cool, actually, it just, it was just something at a time that we thought was cool. People move on,
Hmm.
and they just decide that it's not worth it anymore.
For sure. And even like we spoke about this last time about how, the videos that are 7 seconds, you're doing something like funny or something relatable with a trending sound will do really well. But
Right.
then like you'll post videos on like step-by-step processes on like how to build a face routine. How do you see the views on like those videos compared to the views on like the short videos like differ?
I mean, it's a big difference. Sometimes the ones that you post that are like for self improvement and like actually helping people out, they can help. But for me at least, for my kind of, I think the reason why I didn't have much success with that kind of content is because I was primarily a meme account, you could say, for looks maxing. So I built my reputation off of memes and not from action improvements. Um, but I still had, opportunities to. I still had videos that did really well that was about improving yourself. But for sure, for most people, the self improvement aspect of content of looks maxing is not gonna do well, because your base wasn't that. Like, you didn't start off with that kind of stuff. You began with like the more like funny memes and whatever, and that's why you didn't get much attention with the self improvement videos or like the looks maxing videos. So it just depends on how you start yourself and how people view you. If you're viewed as somebody who makes memes, you're that guy. You make memes. If you're a guy who's
Hmm.
views as somebody who help people out to improve, that's who you are. You're somebody who's an influencer. So it really just comes down to how you're perceived as online, who you are, and what people think about you. So that's basically it.
Do you think there's ever a point where you can change that, or is it one of those things like once the account grows, you grew it this way, there's no way of kind of switching your content up and
It's
getting the same
possible.
results?
It's possible, but it's extremely difficult. And myself, I wouldn't say I've succeeded with that. I'm an example of someone who I guess failed that mission, but I'm not really like sad about it. It's not like I'm worried about that exactly. Like, I still make videos about improvement, but not as frequently as I used to, because I just don't like. Yeah, I just don't. I mean, I feel like, or I would say is that me just showing my progress should be enough as well to make people want to improve, and seek improvement, because I made a drastic difference in my appearance over the last few years. So that should be enough like evidence that this works and that you should take care of yourself. And those the videos do well. Like on my Instagram, the views they're pretty high on the ones like
Yeah.
my transformation. So I'm happy about that, but not the ones that are like actually like how to improve yourself. I guess people just like the dopamine of like seeing someone improve, but they don't want to take the steps to actually improve. You know?
Yeah, that's so true, bro. That's so true. 100%.
Yeah,
Like I've seen like reels and stuff of people saying like how long are you going to wait to just watch other people better their life and not better your own? And you're right, that's what it is. Like we get that dopamine hit from seeing
yeah,
someone like improve in their life, but we won't apply it to ourselves because why? It's hard. It's harder than just scrolling and seeing a reel of
exactly.
someone having a transformation, you
Yeah,
know?
because you're already like you're getting all of the feelings and emotions. Oh, I'm gonna improve. I'm gonna do this, and then you come back to reality and you're like, well, I don't want this actually, or something like that.
Yeah,
I mean,
like they don't want to do the work that's going to take for like for yourself, for example, the improvement you made over the years. Like it took a lot of effort, it took a lot of time of you probably doubting yourself and all this kind of things. And they don't want to go through that process. They just want to go through the 6 seconds of transformation that they see on the screen.
yeah, exactly. It's I mean, it's the same thing with like motivational videos or like those accounts on TikTok or on Instagram. They get so many views, so many comments, people like being like super supportive. But I bet you everybody on those like that watches those videos are gonna look. They're gonna not do anything like, for the situation that they're in, and they're just gonna
Yeah,
say, "That's so true, man. Yeah, bro. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that," and then they end up just maybe doing like one quarter of what they said.
exactly. Yeah, it's like the mental masturbation is what they call it. Like you
That's
just
exactly, yeah, true. It's just mental
yeah, you just
masturbation.
watch like a bunch of David Goggins videos and
Yeah,
stuff, and then you feel good. You feel like you're being productive, but you're realistically doing nothing. You know.
exactly. It's just mental masturbation, and they don't want to take the time to actually do it themselves. And I mean, I've been I've been there as well. You know, I've been there as well where I've been
Same here.
just been watching a lot of good content. Like, oh my god, I'm motivated, and then I don't do it. But eventually, I come to a realization that I have to do it. You know, it's just taking action at the end of the day. Taking action.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah,
how you
for
make
sure.
progress.
Yeah. So like how did you kind of get out of that state of like, scrolling and watching like motivational stuff to actually like applying it to your own life? Was there like a change in mindset, a certain way you went about it?
I wouldn't. I mean, I guess for a long period of time, I was like, I used to watch like those Undertale videos like a year ago when he was popular, and I had the same case scenario where I was watching, but I always came to the conclusion that yeah, watching this is cool and it's fun, but you got to take action. You have to just start. I guess I got super tired of watching them. Like I just stopped. I unfollowed everybody that I knew who had made those kind of videos because I just had so much like dopamine. Like I couldn't get more. Like I was already at the very top of like the chart with like the heightening of dopamine. So I had to say it's over. I can't be watching more of this. I gotta take
Yeah,
action for real this time, and that's what I did eventually. Because I guess that was like a low point. You could say like in your mind.
exactly.
Like it wasn't low point in terms of like my body and whatever, and like my physical health. It was just a mental low point where I was, which led me to take action. And I feel like that's where people have to go to that extent to actually change. Otherwise, they won't really change. They will still, do that mental masturbation thing every day. So you have to just. I mean, for most people, they're not gonna take action. They have to get to that lowest point in life to take that action. But if you can understand that you shouldn't want to get to that point in life. You want to take action faster and not get to that point in life where you have to just be so depleted of everything and then eventually take action.
For sure. I remember this YouTuber Hamza was speaking about it, and he worked a job like he absolutely hated,
Yeah.
and then because of that, he took action to like start his YouTube channel, start like business and stuff. And he said he's like, "Oh, if my job was just like a little bit better, if it paid me just a little bit more,
Yeah.
I would have stayed there like everyone else at the time were like the people he was working with." And
Right.
like that's the benefit to being in a horrible situation is like the only other option is to try to escape it because if it was a bit better, you might contemplate, oh, I'll just stay here. It's not that bad, you know?
Right. Exactly. So sometimes you have to get to that lowest point to understand, but usually it shouldn't be that it shouldn't take that far. But sometimes there are scenarios where you literally have to be the lowest point. Like you just have to. There's no other way around it. You have to experience the pain that somebody else experienced to understand what the pain feels like. Because like I would say I'm a person who learns from people's mistakes, but sometimes I just can't do it. I can't learn from someone's mistake, even though I try to, because that's something you have to experience yourself and see what it feels like, the emotion that was happening, like how you feel day to day life, and just overall like your well being. You have to feel it to understand, and that's where sometimes you gotta take it to the lowest point.
Exactly, bro. It's like relationships. I would relate it to relationships. Like there's times in your life where maybe all your boys, maybe some family are telling you, oh, maybe this girl's not good for you. But in your own mind, you're so clouded by like the infatuation
Yeah.
with that person that you're like, no, this is what it needs to happen. This is what needs to happen. And I think like especially with relationships, that's one of the things that you need to learn the hard way. Because like you need to feel the pain in
Yeah.
order to like understand, okay, this is what happened when I made a bad decision with like wanting to be with this person, you
Pretty much.
know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's definitely lessons in life where you need to learn the hard way. but
Yeah.
like you're saying, you shouldn't allow it to get to that point because it's hard to bring yourself out of that hole.
Yeah, it's really tough, but sometimes you gotta do it no matter what. It seems like the a bad path to take, but yeah, you gotta take it sometimes to that level, unfortunately, and that's the only way you can actually realize, the only way you can actually wake up to reality, so to say.
Exactly. Do you kind of feel that you kind of enjoy those times a little bit because like you kind of think to yourself, "Oh, this is like a good story to tell," or like this is like building my character, That's kind
Yeah,
of how I view it.
I mean, yeah, I'm very happy that I went through those phases because if I never went through those phases, then I would have never gotten to this point right now. So I'm more than grateful that I went that low in life. I will always be grateful for the lows. It sounds really like stupid, but it's just how it is. You have to feel the low to feel the high in life. You have to dip
Hmm.
down to the lowest point you can possibly imagine for your life to eventually make a crazy high. That's what happens usually with like billionaires or like people who are rich. They like, for example, Elon Musk, right? He went so low to the point where he was 2 days away from being bankrupt. From having no money at all, and then bro just turned around to becoming one of the most wealthiest people on the whole planet. That's truly like what a success is. I mean, I wouldn't say like money success. There's many ways to say success, but that's one way of saying he succeeded in life, pretty much.
Exactly, right? And like we were saying before, people want the reward, but they don't want the process to get there. Like everyone would want Elon Musk's money. Like even if money doesn't matter to you, like having that amount of money would be amazing, but no one knows the processes and what he
Yeah,
had to learn, the hardships, all those kind of things in order for him to get there, right? And
exactly.
people like a lot of people want to be rich or want to be jacked or want to, have a good mindset, but they don't want to do the work that it's going to take to get to that point,
Yeah,
and go through those challenges.
really true. Yeah, it's really sad, but it's just the reality of it, and you really have to get to a low, yeah, to experience that and get up and keep working. Because yeah, mental masturbation. That people watch these people like improve, and they say to themselves, "I can do this too." But when it comes to like actually putting in the work and doing it, they can't do it because they're just they're so like mentally fucked.
Yeah, exactly. So where do you think like the looks maxing niche is going? Like do you think it's going in a better direction? Do you think it's going in a worse direction? Where do you think it would be in a year from now?
I would say probably dead. If I'm being realistic, honestly, like it's probably gonna die off. But I think the community will still be there. It's gonna be very large, and it will be only the loyal ones that actually care about improving themselves in that kind of way. Now, there's a lot of bad things about the looks maxing community because it's a part of the black pill, So it's like a very negative community as well, and most people will leave because they're probably going to get faced with reality, and they're not going to like reality, and they're going to go back to coping pretty much, and not improving themselves. And that's the problem with people. Like they cope, saying like everything is fine, but and then they want to improve, but they don't do it. They don't do it to improve. So the trend will die off, but the community will still be there. But it won't be a community of like. I think the community will be more like how to say, like people will be know more about what it is and how to improve, and only the real like the real ones will be like stay pretty much.
I see. Okay, so do you think like you would change your content at all if you see that happening, or are you gonna want to stay within that community that's still there?
I mean, I would say that I would say I've already like shifted a little bit my content. It's not primarily just like looks maxing. It's I guess it's like thirst traps. I guess you could say just like me posting my face with filters and good music because it gives off a nice vibe and people like that. So I like doing that. It's really easy content as well. But I mean, it's hard to say what I want in the future, but because it's like the future is so like not dark, but like you don't know what's gonna happen. It's just like,
Unpredictable.
but I'm also just like kind of going with just whatever happens, happens. I'm not really like worrying about it too much. Like one day I might switch completely and be like, I want to do this. I want to, let's say, I don't know, do like some like sport content. I don't know. You know,
Yeah.
it could change completely in one day or in one week, but I am gonna stay with how I am right now and see what things go and just swing it. Just live life really.
For sure. Yeah, I think that's the best mindset to have because like then you'll be able to adapt to any circumstance that there
Exactly.
is,
Yeah.
right?
it's good a good way to adapt. You may not know what's gonna happen, but you get better with adapting it because so many random things happen in your life. You just learn how to do them really fast, and I think it's really important to just live like you always want to have a path. Like you want to know what you want to do, but it doesn't have to be super very precise. Like it can be precise, but not like super precise because then it's like too accurate. You know what I mean? It's too nitty gritty. It doesn't have to be
Yeah,
that crazy deep into a certain thing. It can just be service level. I want to make I want to make content. I want to help people out. I just want to make people better.
yeah.
And
And however you do that, it doesn't matter as
exactly,
long as you like help people.
yeah. And it's clearly that I have helped people because I get DMs like weekly, daily of people just thanking me, and like, it's crazy because I don't even post that much crazy content that's like about improving themselves. They just simply see my improvements and they see that they can probably do it themselves, and that's why they improve because they see that I mean that we're back to that like mental masturbation. Some people actually take action, and
Yes.
those people like thank me even though I didn't do much. I was just like a like the mentor, like a representation of like what happens when you actually take care of yourself in that way. So that as simple as that. People just DM me now and thank me for just being myself and posting my stuff and sometimes posting self improvement content, looks maximizing content. So it's great. I love it. I mean, it makes me happy and it makes me push forward with more, and makes me want to continue. And hence why I've like been daily uploading for months and months and months. And I mean, I've missed a few days here and there, but I post every day. I mean, you probably see my reels and my TikToks every day. Like I'm
Yeah,
posting.
it's every day.
I'm not giving up. And you know, I just see why not. It's just simple contents. People get inspired, so why not continue? Even though it's like low effort, it's still helpful. To an extent.
Yeah, exactly. And like it's crazy because you're probably surprised by those types of comments and types of messages, right? Because at the end of the day, like people might look at your content like surface level and think, oh, he's just like posting basic stuff. But like you said, you're inspiring people through your own journey, and you're that kind of guiding light that they have, and they see, oh, if I put into these practices, I can improve myself as much as he did. You know,
Exactly. Yeah, and it's great to see him. I'm very happy about that. That I don't have to put that much effort to really help people out, and that's just the beauty of self improvement. You don't have to always do much. Just have to be the face of improvement. So
yes,
people can see that this actually works. Like I'm an example of the proof that it actually worked. And that's all it takes for some people to improve, and that's amazing. I'm happy to hear that. You know.
for sure. Yeah. So, what do you think has been like the toughest part about like your social media journey so far? Like, what have you gone through? Like, has there been any like horrible things or not really?
I mean, I guess the one horrible thing was when my account got hacked or banned, whatever. We talked about that before the podcast. That's one thing I
Yeah.
would say. It was a crazy moment. I was just like super, like my heartbeat was like super high. Like I didn't know what to do. I was stressed. Like I was panicking trying to get this account back, and I had to go to my alt account and start posting there. And in my mind, I'm like, that's it. My account is gone. It's over. Like I can't do much about it. But I didn't give up, and with a lot of DMing and like talking to people, eventually I found somebody who I got help from, and I got my account back in like what was it, like 2 days afterwards. So I really like tried my best to find somebody because I really want my account back, and I got it back, and now I just it. I sometimes like get anxiety. Like sometimes my Instagram like stops like loading, and I'm like, oh no,
Yeah.
it's happening again. It's like I get the feeling back of what happened to me, and it's like
Yeah.
my heartbeat starts like I can start to feel my heartbeat going up, and it's scary, but of course it never happens. But it's just yeah, it's not fun, but that's the one of the times where I was like it's over, like it's it, like I gotta restart my whole like not life because I mean not life, but it's my whole account pretty much.
Yeah, like your whole journey like online, right? Because at the end of the day, it's like you were saying, if you don't have like like super high status, like you making another account, it's like kind of growing it from the beginning again. Like if you have a
Yeah,
million followers, it's probably not that bad, you know.
right,
But
exactly.
if you don't have that, it's gonna be another journey again if you trying to grow the account.
Yeah, it's true. You have to be at a certain level of I guess popularity and like people know your face to remember you, and that's how it works. And I mean, at the time of me getting my account banned or permanently banned, I didn't have much. I mean, I had an account on TikTok, but it wasn't anything like crazy big, so I didn't have a chance to just say, "Oh, guys, follow me back," and then I got all my followers back. You know, it's gonna take a lot longer, but I got my account back, and maybe in the future I can get to that point where I can have things go in a bad path, but still somehow like come back to it in a very fast period of time because I already built up so much reputation of like so many people were like what like so many people could like know me in my face
Yeah. And I think like anyways, like a like if it went the other way and you didn't get it back, like with your consistency, with your effort, with your accounts and stuff, like it definitely would have gotten back to the same part it was at. Like
Yeah,
maybe it wouldn't be as quick, but it
yeah.
would definitely get there, you know?
For sure. Yeah, I mean, I think that's one thing I've been good at my whole life is being consistent. Well, not my whole life. I would say the past probably 5 years, I've really understood the importance of being consistent, and I learned it really well. And it's it shows with my physique and like my face, and also my whole just everything about me. I'm just consistent, and I love having the routine. That's what I love. I love having a routine set in my head, and I know what to do every single day, and I just do the same thing every single day, and eventually I get better and better and better, and things just improve like by a little bit, like 1% every day. It improves a little bit, and I get to a point where I built up a massive community, and I could definitely do it again if I have to, but obviously I don't want to get to that point again. I want to stay where I'm at
Exactly.
and get up, but I theoretically could do the same thing that I just did because I've done it so many times previously before my whole going viral on TikTok back in like 2023 in like October or whatever. I could do it again, but it will be hard for sure.
Exactly. Yeah. 100%, bro. Here, what's my next question here? Oh yeah, you created a looks maxing ebook, right? Like
Yeah.
how did you come up with that idea and what was the process like of making it?
Well, I actually there was some guy that DM me and he offered me for me to read a book, and that's how I kind of got in my head that I should do this. And at first the book was really like boring. I didn't like it, so I literally just did the whole edit everything I edited to my own way. So you could say it's not from me, but I basically changed the whole book to how I like it to be. So I basically made a book, you could say, right? And it didn't take that long. It took me a few days only. I was just like editing the words, seeing what's better, and etc. like that. So it went pretty smoothly. But yeah, it was a good thing to make. I think I haven't made any crazy kind of revenue, but it's not the point of the book really. I'm happy I did it because it's like I practice. I practiced something and I did it. I made a book, so I might make like a free version of a book for people as well, because I want some like free value as well. I don't want to just like because of course the book is not supposed to be like yeah it costs money, but the whole point of the book is it's like an emotion. Like here's a how to improve yourself. This book will help you become a new person. Because it has so many
Hmm.
in it. So uh, I think of it as just like a book that can help you and not really about the price. Like, I think that's the best way to look at it and at a book, looking at the value of the book and not just the price. And that's important with that. Like, I try to say that the book is there for value and there for improvements and not just price, like, oh, $20, whatever.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people will look at things like especially things that could facilitate improvement, you know, like if it's you know, a mentor or a certain book or course, and they'll look at it just as the number, but they don't look at the value that it could provide them, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, and I think that's why people have such like a negative mindset with like online products is everyone always thinks there's a scam, right? But
Yeah.
it's like it's not a scam. Like the person's providing value. If something has good reviews, if someone is you know, has used it before you and is telling you how good the value is, it's definitely worth a try. Like I remember I did a Shopify course on drop shipping. I wanted to get into drop shipping. I never did, but the course was got like 5 stars, had like 20,000 reviews. And once I was done, I was like, okay, it didn't really teach me that much about business and suppliers and all that stuff, but it literally taught me how to use Shopify like inside out.
Yeah,
And previously I didn't know how to do that. And I'm like, for $20, I know how to use Shopify. Like, if I make my own clothing brand in the future, if I do something in the future, now I know how to use Shopify, and it was worth the $20, right?
exactly.
So
Yeah.
I think people have to be less skeptical, but I could see why they're skeptical.
Yeah, like I completely agree. Like I sometimes look at people who also make books and whatever. I'm like, why? Like, of course, but I'm basically being a hypocrite at that point. But it makes sense though because, I mean, you think of it as just a book that you buy and then there's some information there. But yeah, you can. There's a lot of things in a book, in my book specifically, that can help people out, and people look at it as for the price, and that's how it's gonna probably always be. People are always gonna look for it for the price, even though, I mean, the book itself, like you could theoretically just like go online and have your like do your own research to find information, but the whole point of an ebook, the whole point of these books is just a place where you can find all the value in one place, just super
Yes.
easily like this, instead of you having to spend months trying to figure out how to do this and that and whatever. Like, I mean, that's basically when I went the hard way. I went the hard way with most things. Going through the experience, learning everything, reading everything, and that's how I eventually, decided to just make an ebook for my followers.
Exactly, right. And people could say, "Oh, like this is not valuable. This is not valuable," but it's just like a workout program. Like realistically, you could watch a bunch of YouTube videos, do a bunch of research, and create your own workout program. But the whole reason that workout programs sell is because everything's collected, everything's together. It's there for you. Just like your ebook. You're probably giving like, if you want to improve this feature, you have to do this. And it's there. It's easy. It's accessible. You don't have to do hours of research.
Right.
That's where the value is.
Exactly. And I think people forget that. They just look at the price, but and they say, "Oh, but you can just do it yourself. Just you can go and research," which if you can, 100%. But is it like, do you really want to spend months or like I guess weeks, however long it takes to learn all these things when you can just get everything in one book, and maybe you can even find some new things that you probably couldn't have found online in this book, to improve. So like some things you cannot just like find online. It's a little bit harder, takes more time, and you may not have that kind of energy. You just get bored of doing research, and that's why there's these communities exist in these books, and I mean personally, I actually I'm starting a community as well. That's my new goal, and I'm gonna put this ebook in there as well. So I'm basically gonna bring even more value than I already do, for a lower price, as well. Just to give people a chance because nobody has money, and I know that, and I'm also in a position where I'm not like filthy rich. I'm still trying to, get there, and it will take some time, but I will get there eventually with enough patience and hard work and consistency and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna create a community, and I'm working on it right now, and it's hopefully soon gonna be done, and I can probably provide more value and help people out more specifically, and talk to the people as well, do some mentoring maybe as well. I want to do that because I feel like I'm really good with like helping people out with like their specific problems. If I just get to know them a little more, see like their life and how they are, what they do, and I can like see, okay, oh, this is a little problem about them. This too, I'm gonna fix that for you. I'm gonna help that for you, and I'm gonna because I have mentored other friends in the past, for like the gym. For example, like this is one guy that I used to hang out with like back in Sweden, and I mean I got him into the gym, and now he's still going to the gym after I taught him everything. So I'm literally a mentor. I'm literally like that's what I am. I help people out, and I love doing it. It makes me feel happy. I helped them out. They got value out of my information, and they improved, and they feel better about themselves. They feel better about life, and that's what I love doing. And I'm always gonna do that my whole life probably. That's my main goal with life, really. Not main goal with life, but like it's one of my big goals in like life in general. It's just helping people out because I just it's joy. I get joy from helping people.
Yeah, you feel fulfilled when you're able to like
Exactly.
provide someone value, and see the change within them.
Yeah, it's really it's amazing, and that's what keeps me going as well. Seeing these these comments or these messages, like I said, of people saying that I helped them. Like I keep getting them. I keep thinking it's gonna stop and it's gonna people are gonna forget about it, but people just keep on DMing me about, and it's it's amazing, and that is that why I'm making a community to give even more value to help them out even faster, and maybe also get to know people and make connections for the future, and overall just have a good time and make new friends.
Exactly. Are you, if you don't mind me asking, because I know you probably don't want to give away too much before it's released, but is it going to be on school?
um I was thinking about that, but I'm probably just gonna make it on Discord because it's free and it's a lot lower budget. It's a lot easier, and honestly I prefer Discord more. It's so much easier
Hmm.
for me to use. I will know what to do better because I use Discord on a daily basis, so I already know
Yes, yeah.
about it. I've been using it for like 7 8 years since it like came out. Like I was like 13 years old when I first started using it, so I've been my whole childhood, like my whole teenage years have been on Discord, so I really know how this works, and that's the beauty of it, and that's why I'm doing it on there. And school, is a great place. I'm not saying school is a bad place. I feel like probably is better actually in some ways, but I just prefer Discord more, pretty
For
much.
sure. Yeah, and if, like you said, if you know how to navigate the software and all that stuff, why wouldn't you use it? Because that's going to save you time,
Exactly.
right? Because now you would have to understand how school works and then set it up. Where
Yeah.
now you already know how Discord works, so you just got to get it set up.
Exactly, and it will be very basic. I'm not trying to make it super complex. Just a few channels to talk to that we can talk, and I'm probably gonna use a software called Whoop. I'm pretty sure for like the subscription, so they can get access to certain servers in the Discord server, so they can talk to me more privately or talk to people privately and get more like tips and whatever and more values. So that's kind of the plan. Like I'm gonna put my book in the server, right? The link for like the PDF file, and it's going to be linked with Whoop, so they have to get a subscription on Whoop and pay like it'll be very cheap just so everybody can have a chance. And I think I'm gonna make the mentoring a little bit more, just because I'm being with you, I'm talking to you real time, so
Exactly.
it will be more value. But I think it will be a lot. It will be a lot better than just the book and the chat, I would say, because I can really I can really mentor you for like your life and what you should do to improve and for your current like for your situation. I can do the specific things that you need to improve on. Not just like do all this.
Hmm.
I can really see the small details in your life, and they can be the factor of you improving or not. The small.
Exactly. Yeah, because when you're giving out like a book or something, like it definitely helps, but you don't know the specific
Exactly.
situation that that person's going through. Once
Yeah.
you understand that, then you could provide maybe a different solution for them.
Right, because not everybody's the same. Everybody's different. Everybody's different bodies, hormones, whatever. Like, and like, say, like working out. Like, not everybody will be able to do that pull down and feel the same way. Some people might like to row more. It's just like preferences, and it's just different for everybody else. Like, everybody likes different kind of food. It's just variety all over the place. So it's important to know your issues for your current situation and for yourself. And that's the best way with mentoring. And like, I can help you with that specific thing in your life that you don't know what the hell to do about, but you understand
Exactly.
the other fact. You get to other things that are like more important in a way because they're bigger changes, but that one small change can really just like make a whole new like it can change your whole life pretty much.
Yeah. Do you see yourself now veering more into business? Because like the things you're pursuing now with the, selling the ebook, doing the Discord channel, like
I
do you
mean,
see yourself going more that way?
I've always tried to be more business, and sometimes I've not been able to make as much progress as I want to. But I feel like I've always been busy. My dad's like an entrepreneur as well. He's been doing it for 30 years, so I have him always like telling me like make money, make money, make money. Like every time I talk to the guy, like I mean I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I think it's a good thing because I love him. So it's like he's giving me the motivation to actually work hard and do it. And that's great, and I love it. I'm really happy to have him there. He's like a best friend of mine, pretty much. Just basically, he's just a friend of mine, but he's just my father, pretty much, and he helps me out and pushes me to do business. But definitely, every single like year or like months, I think about more business and for my situation and what to do and how to make the best out of my life, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly, for sure. No, that's definitely good, bro. So the last time we spoke, you mentioned how you wanted to get into modeling. You're doing that now.
Yeah.
So how has your experience been?
It's not been like I haven't done a lot yet, but I'm getting into it because right now in Dubai it's super super hot outside. So business with modeling is low because the weather is just extremely extremely bad. Like it's not a good weather at all. I don't go outside. Like I spend a few minutes outside maybe a day because of how painful it is just to be a few minutes outside. Like your armpits start sweating. Like you can feel the hair like being like humidified by the air. It's just really bad. So modeling in summer is really bad, and the business is pretty low. But I would still say that it's going pretty well. I'm signed to a few two agencies right now, and because of summer it's not as much business. Yeah, but I'm getting offers and I'm accepting them, and I'm hopefully I can get more jobs in the future, and I may have one coming up next month. I'm not gonna disclose what a brand that maybe I'll do afterwards, but
For sure.
yeah, so it's gonna be it's a cool brand, and we'll see if I get accepted to that job and I can do it. But yeah, I'm signed to agency now, and I'm doing great, and I'm very happy with everything, and I'm just gonna continue forward with how it is, and I've made progress over a few months with modeling. It was first just like photo shoots of myself, but that's great because that's my portfolio, right? So I made a good portfolio of myself, so now I can give it to agencies and they can see who I am, and some people like me, and got me signed, and now I'm just I've done one so far. I've done like one yeah, I guess one brand shoot that I posted on my Instagram. I think the photographer that was working there, he posted a reel, and I just reposted myself, like a collaboration. They can do that now on the Instagram.
Yeah,
So I did that, and that's like the only thing I've done so far, um, mainly. And it went pretty well. It was pretty fun doing it. It was for Aeropostale, I think it's called. It's like I think an American brand, from like New York. If I'm not,
yeah, I've heard of it. I've seen it. Yeah,
yeah, and I did that for basically for the UAE, like Arabia, for like Arab way, right? Um, and it was fun. I enjoyed it a lot. It was a lot of work, a lot of like it was hard, but it was fun. You know what I mean? Like it was very difficult, but I enjoyed it because I like being in front of the camera. I've always been in front of the camera. I'm very comfortable with my body and my face being out there. And obviously, I post a lot of like shirtless stuff as well. So I'm really proud of what I've built, and I like showing that. And I'm very happy with everything. And it's just gonna continue improving. I'm gonna continue getting better at doing photo shoots. I'm gonna get better at knowing how to be a model, pretty much.
for sure. I guess based off that one experience, my next question is like, was it what you kind of expected? Like, I guess how the day would look modeling and stuff?
Yeah, I think so. I think what I expected was pretty much what was. I was not spot on, of course, but it was somewhat what I imagined it to be. Like my experience was pretty positive. The people there were very nice. There was music going on, and we were just taking photos, like taking turns for like different kind of shoots and like, different kind of looks of the whatever things of that nature. So it was pretty close to what I imagined it to be, and I liked it. It was fun. Overall, it was a good experience, and I can't wait to do more.
For sure, bro. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that because, like I said, the previous podcast you were speaking about how you wanted to get into modeling and now you're in it, right? And
Right.
like you said, you're only gonna see progress from here. We're halfway done through the year. Like by the end of the year, you could have had like 10 gigs, 20 gigs. You don't know, right?
Exactly. It's crazy that it's been 6 months though since the year started. It's just like this.
Yeah, bro. Like you see it all the time, man. Like people say not to take like time for granted. And I think it's the most valuable asset we have because bro,
Yeah,
it just disappears like nothing, bro.
yeah. Time has really gone by fast, and I mean I've learned so much since the year started. I really have.
Yeah. And that's all you could hope for, right? That you're improving with time, right? Because if you're not, then you're just getting older and nothing's changing.
Yeah, but I believe that I've always made good progress every single 6 months of my life. I've always made progress that I'm proud of. And that's what is really. Yeah, I'm always basically I'm always doing good things. I'm always progressing in life, always seeking improvements. I just love improving, man. I love it. It's so much fun. I enjoy the hard journey, but that's what matters. The journey. It's not the destination. It's a journey. And I forget about my goal. Really, I sometimes oh wait a minute, my goal is I forgot my goal. Oh, it's this because I'm just so involved in the journey and I'm having a fun time with like going forward. But of course, you want to have a goal, but I forget sometimes what my goal actually is because I'm having fun with the journey.
Exactly, bro. And that's where that's where you're able to enjoy the journey, and then your life feels more fulfilled and more positive, right? Because like even for myself, my Instagram was like so shit for so long. Like I'd only get
Yeah,
200 views, 200 views. And then there's a couple videos I've gotten
yeah.
like a million.
I saw
And
that.
now
Yeah,
my video yeah, and now my videos are doing like 2,000 a video, which like I could never imagine of. And like the videos I'm making I like. So like I'm just happy about it, and I'm not even thinking about the next follower count or the next video that goes like viral or gets a million views. It's like I don't even care anymore. I just want to make videos, you know?
yeah. I saw your success, and I gotta say congratulations. Like it's great to see. Like I saw your videos doing well, and it's really cool to see that you're also succeeding now with social media and you're getting better views. And I see everything. Trust me. I lurk a lot. I'm a lot of people. I lurk. I may not be
Yeah,
very like super interactive, but I see everything you do on social media, and yeah, good job, man. I'm happy to hear that you find some success with social media, and you're still doing it. You're still progressing, and it takes time, and you're doing a good job. I gotta say, of
yeah. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. It means a lot.
course, man. Of course, yeah. It's great to see, and yeah, you made a lot of progress, and you're still continuing, which is great. So you're also doing what I'm doing, is being consistent, and we gotta keep on doing that to improve. And I just love improving. I love to see other people improve, and keeps me inspired and motivated to also continue my journey of improving.
Exactly, bro, because sometimes we get like complacent within ourselves, and these people that we look to that we're seeing improvement from inspires us, right? That's why I love the
Yeah,
podcast, because like every single person I have on is like some form of self-improvement,
exactly.
like their careers can be different,
Right,
where they live could be different, but like it's all the same concept of they're all trying to improve.
right. Can you hear that by the way in the background?
Yeah, no, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay.
I live next to a road where there's a lot of cars and beeping, so this is a daily. But sorry, what were you saying again? I got caught up with the background.
Yeah, I was saying that like the reason why I love the podcast is because like every single person I have on, is doing some form of self-improvement. If it's in the
Yeah,
gym,
true.
if it's in the career, if it's in the mindset. And that's why I like speaking on the podcast and meeting new people, because once again, like I was saying, sometimes I might get complacent, but me knowing these people that I've had on the podcast, it kind of inspires me to not be complacent, right?
Yeah, it's great to see that there's so many ways to improve yourself. It's not just like one thing that you can do. There's so many ways and so many different paths and knowledge you can take. You can become a model. You can become somebody who does like real estate. It can be anything. You could be doing really anything in life. There's so many ways to be fulfilled in life and improve. And yeah, there's so many skills you can learn from different kind of jobs. It could be like you make cars or I don't know something crazy like that. You're always learning, always improving, and what matters is if you have fun. That's what matters. It doesn't matter if it's not a popular skill. If you're having fun and you're improving and you're obviously you can survive off of that. Good for you. You continue, man.
Exactly. Yeah, that's all that truly matters. So, Johan, what is something about you that you think many people get wrong? Like seeing your content, they may have this perception of you, but it's completely off to like who you are as a person.
Um, it's a good question. I mean, I guess I have to give the people that hate me. People that I see comments on like other videos of people literally saying I hate his face or like something crazy like that. Like when they actually mean it. And I mean, if someone is motivating, like that's good. Like I'm getting hates. Like it's good to get hate sometimes. But of course, it's not like oh I'm happy. Like it's not like I'm obviously happy about the hate, but it will happen, and I'm happy that I'm getting hate because that means I'm doing something good and helping people out. But yeah, I would say like the people that really hate me, like I'm not the way I am online. Usually, like I may come off as arrogant or hypocrite, like not hypocrite, arrogant or egotistical or something like that, and I like make jokes. But they're jokes. That's the thing. That's the whole point. My channel is like a comedic channel, you could say. Like I make jokes. I just come off as arrogant, and this is for views and this for attention because it's funny to see people how mad they get and how much they actually care about other people in life. Like I don't really care about other people. I care about myself. That's what I'm myself, so I care about what I do. And some people care too much. Like it's okay to care about
Yes.
somebody else, but when it becomes to a point where it's too much that you care and too much that you pay, like it's just not good. Too much attention to them.
Yeah, it's too much like energy, and it's not even good energy. It's not like you're trying
Right.
to like uplift someone. You're like bringing them down and being negative. And these people, maybe they realize, maybe they don't, but it's taking a lot away from their own life and what they can be achieving for
Yeah.
themselves, right?
Exactly. They spend so much time online. They could be trolls, but even trolls, like that's not good. Doing a troll, I don't think that's a good way of living life. So it's still like to the trolls and to the haters, like they're always going to like find things to hate. There's always things to hate about, but it's just like
Hmm.
why do you spend so much time sending out that kind of hate? I mean, it mostly is just insecurities and like their life is not the way they want it to be. Like they want to have like let's say really popular things like the having like supercars and like a mansion and whatever. They want these things, but and they start to hate people that are rich. And it's
Yes.
like there's a common saying about hate the rich or whatever because they have succeeded in life and the people who are not rich haven't successfully made it. So they have to hate. They have to be like, oh, but you're bad. You're not paying taxes or whatever, something stupid like that.
There's always something. Yeah.
Always something you can pick on somebody, no matter what it is. There's always some little like you can literally make flaws in people that don't actually exist, just because you hate them that much, or you just have some
Yeah.
negative emotion towards that person.
It's true, bro. And like, I'll be the first one to say, like, I'll be completely honest. When I was like 15 years old, like, I was like a troll. I was like a hater online. Like, I had a small account.
Yeah.
There was this one time where I like DM'd someone and I just like was trolling them, and they had like a pretty decent following, and he ended up like reposting me on his story, right? But I didn't even remember if he put my name in the story or not, because I didn't get like hate from like a bunch of people. Like he
Right.
just posted the conversation, right? And then once I like looked at that, I'm like, bro, I'm a loser. Like you got to have some humility, right?
Right.
Like I'm the first person to say I think the thing I've improved on the most in like my self-improvement journey is like my humility. Like the ability to be honest with myself and say like, Anthony, you're an idiot, or you did this and this was a wrong action.
Exactly.
So that was the beginning of it, is like that happening, and I'm being like, you want to know what, like, why am I taking time out of my day to hate on this person for no reason? Like I'm a loser. Like I looked myself in the mirror and I'm like, bro, I'm a loser. Like this is a loser action. And then I moved past it, right? And I think the problem is that these people that do these things, because I was one of them, is they never look themselves in the mirror and ask them like, what are they doing? You know?
Right. Yeah. They're just hating in on people and thinking that it's gonna get some kind of value and some kind of like joy, but then they just come to a realization that I'm a loser. What am I doing with my life? I'm sending out hate to people. Like, what is wrong with me?
Exactly, right? And like it's like you said, like maybe at the time, at that age, I was insecure because he was successful on social media
Yeah.
or whatever the case may be. And it's like, I guess to all the people that do that, what I could say is like, bro, like that's not a good way to live,
No, it
because
makes sense.
yeah, it's just online. Like maybe they're like, oh, it's just a joke, it's just trolling and stuff. But at the end of the day, it's like how you act is how you're always gonna act. So if you're
Exactly.
acting like that online, you're gonna act like that in person
Yeah.
towards your peers or towards your family.
Yeah. You have to just. You, I mean, yeah. It's okay to make mistakes, and it's okay
Yes.
to fail. But staying there and continuously doing it while you're conscious of it, that's where it's wrong. Like at least like understand that what you did was a mistake, and you can improve and then start like actually looking at yourself in the mirror and saying to yourself, "This is dumb." Or you could just delude yourself into thinking that it's okay and I'm gonna continue just to hate because, I mean, yeah, why not?
Yeah, I think you said it best. It's like becoming conscious of it. That's when it's a problem.
Right.
Because when I was doing that, like I did it a couple times, and then that one time the guy reposted. It's like that's when I became conscious of it. That's when I'm like, okay, what I'm doing is wrong. It's bad behavior. And then I realized, okay, I'm not doing this no more. And that's the difference. It's like leading up to that, I wasn't conscious of it. I was like, oh, like this doesn't matter, like it's not a big deal, whatever. But when you see how it affects a person, then it's like, okay, this is where like I'm doing something wrong. I need to change. You
Yeah,
know?
people just like cope and say it's not a problem, and because it's a small thing, it's like, oh, it's whatever, it's a small thing. But again, those small things can change your life drastically. Like it's crazy. Like one, like let's say, like if you have really bad eyebrows, like really thin eyebrows, if you just thicken them, it can change your whole face just immediately.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
it's like 80% of like your face, pretty much. Like when you look at somebody, you see the eyes and the eyebrows, and if they're super thin, it's gonna look really stupid. But if they get thicker, you will just look a lot better. So just the small things that can really drastically change you.
Yeah. Exactly, bro. So my next question is like going through your whole self-improvement journey, what part about it are you most proud of?
I mean, probably just the mindset change. I wouldn't even say it's like the actual change in my physique or my face. It's just the mindset that I adhere to and that I developed, because my mindset is just to improve now. Like all I care about is improvement and having found improvements, and that's like the mindset that I love. That I'm so happy that I obtained, because yeah, the progress was nice. It's a bonus, but like I'm just happier mentally. That's what matters. Because being physically fit is good, but you also have to have a good mental health. But I also believe that
Yeah.
having good mental health, you have to have good physical health. Like physical health is like the main factor of having good mental health. So obviously you gotta start with the external things, but you have to eventually get into the internal, like your mental health to really see what you want to do in life. And that's the main thing that I'm proud of, and I'm happy that I happened, is my mindset changed with life completely. And with the bonus is that I improved a lot.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like you're saying, like the way you were able to improve, like the way you look physically, your physique, all these things is just an outside manifestation of what your mind was thinking during this
Exactly.
period of time.
Yeah, it's just your mindset, and that's the most important part of life. If your mindset is bad, you're gonna have bad luck. It's like
Yes.
whatever you put out there is gonna happen to you. So it's like
Hmm.
energy waves. You gotta put out positive energy waves. It sounds really stupid, but I do believe it's true. Honestly, that like if you put out good stuff out there, if you put out good energy, you will eventually receive it back, because you actually cared enough to give out that positive energy to people or to yourself, and that was is makes all the energy come back to you, and make you improve.
Yeah, exactly, bro. And it's like I always say to myself, oh, if I'm going through like a tough time in my life, like being positive during that time isn't going to be a detriment, like it's only going to benefit me. If I
Right?
look at it in a positive light, it's only going to benefit me, so why not do it, right?
Yeah, it's always gonna be positive, even if it is like super stupid in a way, like delusional. Like it's always
Yes.
try to be positive in some kind of way, because like I always see like the negatives as positives. I just see everything as a positive light, and that's yeah, I might be getting a lot of hate, but that means I'm doing something right. I'm getting a lot of attention, and that attention might not be super pure and super good all the time, but at least I know that that attention will help me to better myself in the future.
Exactly, for sure. All right, I'm on my second last question here, Johan. What is one thing in your self-improvement journey that you were struggling with for a while, and how did you actively improve it and overcome it?
Something that, hmm, I mean that's a good question actually, because I feel like maybe it's being consistent. I feel like did not, I wasn't very good with being consistent, but that's what really changed everything for me. Just being consistent. Um, so that's what one. Wait, sorry. Say the question again. I forgot.
Yeah, so it's like just one thing you were struggling with. So I guess it would be the consistency. Like
Yeah.
maybe you were improving yourself, but you weren't consistently improving
Right.
yourself. And like, how did you overcome it?
I overcame it by just forgetting about the negatives and just doing it, no matter what. Like, no matter how I feel, no matter what is happening in life. Like, I'm going to the gym. I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna get the shit done. I'm gonna get my workout in, and I'm gonna get back, and I'm gonna be like, damn, I just did that. I'm so happy I did it, even though I didn't want to do it. Like I still to this day have days where I'm like, no man, I don't want to go to the gym, but I then I go to the gym, and I don't even have to do something like crazy, because that's already improvement. I've already improved. It doesn't have to be super
Yes.
drastic of like improvements. Like you don't have to go to a bad day into the gym and and injure yourself because of you just didn't feel like it. You could just do some light workouts and still get something done and still improve your health. And still like some cardio. Improve your cardiovascular health, feel better mentally. Like go out for a walk. It could be anything, super small. Just like always, just like try to be consistent with how you do things, even when you don't feel like doing them. Pretty much.
For sure. It's like basically what you're saying is like we got to stop thinking so much. Like just
Yeah.
do. Like that's our problem nowadays, bro. We just think too much.
Yeah, it's just too much overthinking, and we just kind of like we just get caught up in our thoughts, and then we just forget about things. Oh my god! Oh right, I have to go to the gym. I forgot. I've been thinking too much.
Yeah, exactly. You think so much about not going to the gym. It's like why not just go? You already wasted so much time thinking, "Oh, I don't want to go," right?
Yeah, why not just go, man? It's so unnecessary. Like I'm also a victim of overthinking. Like I do it as well, but I mean, I just do it anyways. Like I just try to not think as much and just do the action. Really, just do it as fast as I think of it. Okay, so now I want to go gym. So what? How do I get to the gym the fastest time? And then I think, okay, so this time I'm gonna get my pre-workout and I'm gonna go, and then that's it. Pretty much. It's like I don't think too much. I just do.
Yeah, exactly, bro. 100%.
It's really
So,
important.
Johan, yeah. So, Johan, my last question, and this is a question I've been asking all the guests on this podcast, is how do you want to be remembered?
That's a good one.
Yeah, bro, it's the one to top off the whole conversation.
How would I be remembered? I would like to be remembered as somebody who um who helped like a lot of people. It may not have been like a big major help. It could have been just like a maybe a smile on their face, like just something like very basic, very simple, just like helping them out somehow to make them improve in life and feel better with themselves and just be overall happier, having joy because that's important in life to have joy. And you will have times where you're not like super joyful, but that's my main goal in life is to make people happier and make people more fulfilled with what they do with their life.
Yeah, bro, that's a very good answer, right? Like, as long as you live that like ethos of your life, like if you constantly are pursuing that, it's like you said, you will be fulfilled, right?
Right.
That's all that
Exactly.
matters.
Yeah, I just want to make people fulfilled, and I want to fulfill myself so I can be an example for other people so they can fulfill themselves.
Yeah,
I have to be an example. I have to, you know, it's technically harder for me because I have to be example and I have to be always kind of perfect in a way. Otherwise, if I do one mistake, people will look at me differently. So I have to be perfect so everybody. I mean, I guess not perfect necessarily, but be the best I can possibly be, so others can see that yes, I'm doing the best I can do. So you can do that too. Because I was also in
exactly.
a situation where I didn't have much and I thought just giving up, but I mean I don't know how I did it, but I just changed. I said let's fix this. Let's fix this. These problems.
For sure, bro. Yeah. So I'm gonna close it out here. If you could stay a bit after we're done recording, just to discuss the pod and how it went. But to everyone listening, this has been the Insightful Podcast, episode 22. Thank you, Johan, for
Thanks
being
so much.
on today. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, for sure, man.
And for sure. And what's it called? Give it a like. Press that subscribe button. Comment any future things you want to the Insightful Podcast to offer. And remember to follow us on Spotify as well. But thank you everybody for being here and listening to this conversation. And I'll see you on the next one.
Have a good one, everybody.